Hey guys, Griffin here, and with Phase 2 coming out in just a few days, I've been doing some prepping to make sure I'm ready to go, hit the ground running kind of thing, and I thought I would share what I'm doing to prep so that you could maybe do the same thing and benefit from it. So there are four big things that are happening in the next couple days. So obviously, new raids come out, PvP gear comes out, Swift Flight Form comes out, and engineering goggles come out. And I know a lot of people don't care about engineering goggles, but bear with me. So for raiding, some things you want to make sure is you have your Frost or Nature Resist set ready to go. You have your consumables and a fishing pole. Now with the Frost Nature Resist, I'm not currently carrying it on me right now just because it does take up a little bit of spacing. It's like 7 or 8 slots of extra piece. Maybe less, but still, it's a lot of extra gear. What I do have though ready to go is an item rack, quick click, so I can just click on the Frost Resist set once it's in my bag and it'll be ready to go. If you haven't already done that, that'll help you out a lot. I'd recommend getting that done. Consumables, I went through and got all my consumables. I carried about what I think I'm going to need on day one. I do have a ton of backups ready to go. I'm not relying on this. I have, especially with these scrolls, we might be burning through them faster than I'm hoping for. I'm going to try to only pop them on bosses just to save myself some. They are getting a little expensive. I mean, 5 gold's not horrible, but it's still, for what they do, it's kind of a kind of overkill in my opinion, to waste on just trash, especially if you're wiping on some trash parts. But hopefully we'll be able to get to the bosses anyway. Yeah, so I've got all my consumes ready. I've got backups ready on my alt, ready to just send them over. I created a bank alt that has their own guild bank with a couple slots, one dedicated specifically to my druid who can store a bunch of stuff there, which is really handy. I've got a ton of extra consumes chilling out there. The other thing, yeah, the fishing pole. Carry a fishing pole. With Lurker, you need to fish them up, so carry them. I'm also carrying fish hooks just because I'm not actually 100% sure if you have to hit a certain requirement to do it. But yeah, I'll let you know, I guess, in a couple weeks if it's necessary, because I'm going to try it with and without. But anyway, yeah, fishing pole. So now let's just jump over to PvP. So in order to get your PvP gear, you do need to have your Marks of Honor in your bag. So go ahead and grab these. I have them now, but I'll probably be putting them back away until tonight, just because I'm going to be doing a couple heroics with some friends, and then I might do a bunch of dailies, and I just don't want to run out of bag space over something stupid like that I could just grab. I also have the Glyph of the Defender. That's for the helm that I'm getting. It's a long story. Don't ask why I'm doing Defender. I know it's not the better one. We'll talk about that hopefully in another video that's coming up. But yeah, so Marks of Honor in the bag. And then if you're going to be doing the boots and the bracers, which I recommend those two specifically, definitely go ahead and get the enchanting mats for those. So I'm actually going to show you a quick tip I do for those is I mail the enchanting mats to my alt and then send them back, so that I have, them ready to go. All I have to do is grab these and I have my enchanting mats. I don't have to sift through my, my bank or anything like that. They're already compartmentalized in its own mailbox, ready to go. So that makes it a lot easier. And I do that for a lot of stuff, and I'll talk about that coming up. So Swift Flight Form, I make a whole video about that, so check that out if you want to know the full steps of Swift Flight Form. So in order to do Swift Flight Form, you need Epic Flying already. That means you do have to have already paid for the fast mount. You have to have Revere with lower acidity in order to get into the heroic at the end. So just make sure you're there. If you can do all the heroics, you can do it. And then you need 10 Ancient Lichen and 10 Dreaming Glory. Now, I did the same thing with those. I think I labeled it like Swift Flight Form. Yeah, Flight Form stuff. This is the stuff I'm grabbing. So when I'm about to head out to do my Flight Form stuff, I just click this, shift click this, go, and I'm good to go. But yeah, very handy. So the next thing is engineering goggles. So obviously the mats, let me show you really quick because I did the same thing. Here are the mats I'm using, and I actually put my blacksmith hammer and my arc light spanner in case I need those right in the bag. So if I get to honor hold, I pick it up and I forget my my hammer and my arc light spanner, I have to come all the way back to the bank to get them. Instead, because they're not bind on pickup, I can just send them with the mats, so they'll be sitting there in honor hold in the mailbox, ready to go. Makes it super easy. I can just grab this, craft it, and then send it back to my alt temporarily until I get back to the bank if I want to. But whatever. So yeah, I also with mats, with the engineering mats, you're also going to need the gems because it is a helm, so you need a meta gem and I believe it's a red, I think it's a red socket. It might be, actually, because I'm using purple, it's probably a blue socket. Yeah, so it's probably a blue socket and a meta gem. Yeah. Also, if you are going to be doing the helm, you might want to grab a glyph now. I have Glyph of the Defender. Again, not going to explain why. Just get a glyph. Go get the one from Syrian or wherever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, get it glyphed and all that good stuff. Get it all ready to go. The next thing is, yeah, that's actually it. Those are the big 4 things I recommend doing. Again, I'm also trying to craft the Necklace of the Deep. I don't know if it comes out in Phase 2. It's set in Wowhead, comes out in Phase 1. I'm hoping it comes out in Phase 2. If not, I still have the mats ready to go, so whatever. But yeah, everything is right here, ready to go. This makes it super simple. I definitely recommend doing something like this because, yeah, Phase 2, hopefully the timeline is, I just want to go over this really quick, on Tuesday, or when the server reset happens, wherever you are, the PvP is going to reset. Now, if that is the case, that's what I believe to happen. That means you're going to be able to pick up your PvP gear on Tuesday, which is nice because you won't have to try to cram it into, the Wednesday in between the server reset and your raid starting, because our raid is starting an hour, two and a half hours after the expected reset time, or the expected light switch, we'll call it, when all this stuff gets turned on. I don't think they're actually doing a raid reset, or a reset, I should say. So we've got everything prepped and ready to go. So if we can do the PvP on Tuesday, that'd be much easier. And that way on Wednesday, I have a 2.5 window to hopefully knock out Swift Flight Form, which would be really great if I can get that done before I head into SSC and TK, because then I can get that trinket from the Swift Flight Form quest, which will help out on my overall rating performance anyway. So that's good. And then engineering goggles, you probably won't be able to access them until Wednesday as well. I might go out to Honorhold and craft that. Honestly, I'm not going to be using it for rating, so it's not that big of a deal. But if you are using it for rating for some reason, maybe you don't have a tier 4 helm for your tanking set, then maybe that's a priority for you over Swift Flight Form. But yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be a little chaotic, so sit tight. I hope this video helped, and as always, guys, take care.